welcome to this week's episode of Unwanted Parenting Advice. Today we're going to be talking about romantic relationships, our partners, our spouses, and how sometimes having a kid can be hard on us. So if you're feeling a bit of the grind with your partner right now, then this is the episode for you. I'm Olivia Scobie, and get ready because here comes some unwanted parenting advice. Babies are adorable, but they can also be really stressful to have around the house. They're cute and they're lovely, and sometimes we love them so much that we feel like we're going to burst from the intensity of it all. But if you are partnered and you are parenting, sometimes it can feel a little bit like your kid is trying to destroy your relationship. Your first baby will be one of the greatest challenges your relationship will ever face. And sometimes some of the advice that we get around baby-proofing our relationships are things like have more sex or have a regular date night, or it just feels like some of the tips that we get were written by somebody who's never had a kid, let alone knows what it feels like to be leaking milk from our bodies and feeling disgusting and feeling touched out. And the last thing we want to do is like touch our partner or have sex with our partner. And ideally, we would talk about how we were going to protect our relationship before the baby comes. But in the off chance that you were so busy lovingly staring into your partner's eyes, never imagining that things could be like that for you, then there are some things you can do to try and protect your relationship in the meantime. The first is drawing off of the work of Julie and John Gottman from the Gottman Institute. They talk a lot about being in the positive interaction safety zone versus the negative interaction safety zone. So you know you're in the positive interaction safety zone if you feel pretty good about your partner, and when they're not around, you think really happy thoughts about them. If they are around, you're happy that they're there. And one of the biggest indicators is that if they're grumpy or if they're a little like off-putting with you, that you contextualize that as, ooh, they must be hungry, or they must be really tired, or what can I do to support them right now? That's really different from the second concept, which is the negative danger zone, the negative interaction danger zone. You know you're here when your partner drives you bananas. You don't really love it when they're around. You prefer that they're not around. You feel like you are constantly bossing them around and that they're not living up to your expectations. And one of the biggest indicators is that no matter what it is that your partner does, it's evidence that they are a jerk and that they are not a good partner, and that they're not living up to the standards that you have. So sometimes this means that we are talking about our partners behind our back, we're doing a lot of complaining about them, everything within that bucket. And because babies bring on so much financial, physical, emotional stress to families, they can bring quite a bit of chaos. This means that it can be really easy to slip from the positive interaction zone to the negative interaction zone. So if you find yourself slipping, or if you find yourself there, there's a few things that you can do to try and boost yourself back up that positive scale. The first thing you can do is focus on what it is that you like about your partner. So you can make a mental or a written list of all the things that are awesome about them. So to really remind yourself, like, hey, this is why I'm with this person. The second is to reflect on some of your favorite memories together. And I had a client once who would every single night go through her wedding album to remind herself, we have good times. We can have good times again. So going through old photos on social media, looking at old posts, like really try to remember the best parts of your relationship. The third is that you can retell the story of how you fell in love together to each other. Reminisce about your first dates, talk about all those feelings of like falling into that, crazy, stupid love, all the passion from the early days. Really try to go back once again and recall those feelings. And the fourth is to look for the things that they're doing well. So they may not be great at staying on top of their laundry, but they may really be great at giving you alone time so that you can recharge a little bit. So they take the baby out every night for a walk. You get to be alone in the house. So look for the things they're doing well. If you can't remember anything positive about your partner. So the early days are too far away. There's been so much that's happened between you that you can't sort of recall those feelings. You can't find anything positive happening. Sometimes that happens, and you may feel too distracted or too overwhelmed by what's happening with life with a baby to be able to do anything about that right now. So if that's you, simply acknowledge that you're in the danger zone. Remember that you haven't always been here and you won't necessarily always be here. You aren't stuck forever, and put some boundaries around that. Contain it a little bit. So that's it for today. I want to apologize when my dogs decided to come downstairs and chew on a bone while I was talking. So today may be a little bit louder than other days. Please, my website link, my email will be down below. Please go and check it out. Sign up for my email list. There is a blog all about this there that you can check out as well. And if you have cool strategies that you use with your partner, I would love to hear about it. So feel free to shoot me an email. Until next time, stay vigilant against unwanted parenting advice.